Greetings, fellow seekers. Today we venture into the heart of the swamp to uncover a creature as relentless as the bogs it calls home, the Shambling Mound. Known to many as the Shambler, this animated mass of vegetation is a lurking terror, blending seamlessly into its surroundings until it strikes with crushing force. Join us as we delve into its origins, anatomy, and the tales that surround this monstrous entity. The origins of the Shambling Mound remain shrouded in mystery, though many scholars believe they are not unnatural abominations, but rather the result of nature itself adapting in strange and terrifying ways. Some theories suggest that these creatures formed when natural plant matter was exposed to powerful magical forces, perhaps from an ancient catastrophe, wild druidic magic, or prolonged exposure to latent fey energies. Another perspective holds that shambling mounds are a natural, albeit terrifying, evolution of the cycle of decay and renewal. Found in regions where life and death coexist in a perpetual struggle, swamps, marshes and rainforests, these creatures act as agents of consumption, breaking down organic matter and thriving on decomposition. Whether they are nature's unintended mistake or a grim necessity, their presence is undeniable. At first glance, a shambling mound appears to be nothing more than a heap of moss, vines and rotting plant matter, an illusion that is its greatest strength. Beneath the layers of tangled vegetation, however, lies a dense, pulsing core of animated plant matter, held together by a force that is neither entirely mundane nor magical. The shambling mound is incredibly resilient, shrugging off most conventional attacks with ease. Its thick mass absorbs blows, making it difficult to harm with weapons alone. However, the most terrifying aspect of its resilience is its reaction to lightning. Rather than suffering damage, a shambling mound absorbs electrical energy, using it to regenerate its wounds instead. In battle, the shambler attacks with immense, vine-like appendages that ensnare prey and crush them with relentless force. Its engulf ability allows it to swallow a restrained victim whole, smothering them within its writhing mass of vegetation. Those caught in its grasp quickly find themselves unable to breathe, slowly suffocated as they are dragged deeper into its shifting, suffocating form. The shambling mound is a patient predator, lurking motionless for days or even weeks, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. While it primarily feeds on decomposing organic matter, it has been known to hunt living creatures that wander too close. It does not kill out of malice, but rather instinct, driven by a slow, insatiable hunger. Shambling mounds are most commonly found in dense, wet environments. Swamps, rainforests and bogs provide the perfect combination of concealment and sustenance, where the decaying flora and fauna fuel their growth. Their presence is often marked by strangely overgrown regions, where tangled vegetation seems to move and shift when no wind stirs. Despite their terrifying nature, shambling mounds are not inherently evil. They play a role in the natural cycle, breaking down the dead to nourish new life. However, their sheer size and indiscriminate hunger make them a danger to anything that crosses their path, be it an animal, a careless adventurer, or even an entire hunting party that strays too far into the wilds. Adventurers seeking to confront a shambling mound must tread carefully. Its ability to absorb lightning and shrug off physical attacks makes it a daunting foe. While fire can damage it, the damp conditions of its environment often make it unreliable. Acid and powerful magic offer the best chances of success, but even then, victory is never guaranteed. The best way to survive an encounter with a shambling mound is to recognize its territory and avoid it entirely. Those who fail to do so must prepare for a battle of endurance. Its slow but relentless attacks, combined with its near-impervious nature, make it an enemy that few can face unscathed. The shambling mound has inspired countless tales of dread. Some speak of cursed groves where travelers vanish without a trace, only for their possessions to resurface years later, entangled in moss and vines. One such tale speaks of the village of Willowshade that once thrived on the edge of a vast marshland. When villagers began to disappear, rumors of a lurking horror spread. Eventually, a group of hunters tracked the missing villagers' last steps, only to find their remains half consumed within the mass of an enormous shambling mound. According to legend, the hunters fought to burn the creature, but the damp air of the swamp made fire nearly useless. It is said that the mound still roams the edges of the marsh, hungering for more. Another story recounts the encounter of an elven ranger in the Feywild, who described the creature as nature's wrath incarnate. Unlike the material plane's shamblers, this one had absorbed the raw magic of the Fey, warping its form and making it near impossible to destroy. The ranger barely escaped with her life, carrying scars as a permanent reminder of her brush with the relentless hunger of the wild. But perhaps the most unsettling tale is that of the sunken shrine. Deep within a forgotten marsh, a temple once stood, a place of worship dedicated to an ancient nature deity. Over time, the land around it grew wild and untamed, and the temple itself began to sink beneath the mire. The clergy remained, believing their faith would protect them, until one by one they vanished. By the time an expedition arrived to investigate, nothing remained but gnarled roots and decayed stone. Some say the swamp itself devoured the shrine, but others whisper that something else took its place. An entity formed from the temple's overgrown ruins, absorbing its sacred power and twisting it into something monstrous. The Shambling Mound is a reminder of nature's power to both create and destroy. As much a force of the wild as storms or the tides, it exists as part of the endless cycle of life and decay. For adventurers, it is both a challenge to overcome and a lesson in respecting the untamed wilderness. And thus, we conclude this entry into the archives of the SeekersSociety. If you've enjoyed this brief introduction to the Shambling Mound, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Have you encountered this relentless predator in your adventures? Share your tales in the comments below, and if there is another creature that you would like us to investigate next, please let us know. Until next time, Seekers, tread carefully in the wilds, for not all that grows is harmless.